Well, my friends, we are watching this thing unravel, and it's such a beautiful sight to see. We have an article here from the Gateway Pundit that pretty much blows up this whole thing for old Joey Biden. The evidence is piling up, and I love to see this, especially if you all go on Twitter. There's a lot of videos out there that show the same thing. And that's why a lot of people believe that the computer systems were absolutely hacked. In fact, some of them were actually even online during the election. And why is that important? Well, one reason. So that the hackers could access the computers. And no doubt, the people running those polling stations purposely put it online so that their comrades could alter the votes through the internet. Now, going to the article, it says that there were millions of votes that either switched from President Trump to Biden or were lost using this Dominion system and other systems too. But Dominion was the main culprit. And Dominion has ties to one of the most corrupt individuals on the planet, Hillary Rodham Clinton. And the article does say the author claims that his work has been verified, but we have not verified the results, so we are currently labeling his results unaudited. Now, that just means that the Gateway Pundit hasn't 100% been able to verify his results. But if you read the article, which I implore all of you all to go to the Gateway Pundit, I will leave the link in the description below. Go to the article. It provides some very damning evidence. And this person claims to have gotten their data for the analysis from the New York Times and Edison Research. Most of us know that the New York Times is a huge liberal piece of garbage. So they're definitely not going to be putting anything at all in their paper that would have helped Trump. So it's actually good that they're using the New York Times, that this guy used the New York Times, because this will, without a doubt, once it's verified 100%, blow away Joe Biden's campaign. And just in one of these cases alone, from Rock County in Wisconsin, this glitch, let's just call it the cheating glitch. The cheating glitch switched out the votes from President Trump and then moved them over to Joe Biden. This was a difference of 19,032 votes. And when it's correct, it would eliminate Biden's lead in Wisconsin. That's just one county. One county will eliminate Biden's lead. All we need to do is go and take a look at the other counties. Go and take a look at Michigan. Let's take a look at everybody at this point, especially the swing states. And we're going to find that Donald Trump won this hands down. When we look at all the other trends of this election, it is more than obvious that major voter fraud took place. Now let's take a look at this chart, and this chart shows the votes that were switched and the votes that were lost. And the votes that were lost, I'm sure let's be honest, everybody, at this point in time, we all know who lost the votes. It's going to be Donald Trump. I'm sure Joe Biden lost next to nothing. All of these votes were just magically lost by Donald Trump. And that doesn't even count all the ones that were thrown out by some of these people that are bragging on the internet. They just threw them out, because they don't like Trump. Thousands and thousands of ballots. But it says that Pennsylvania vote switch alone in Pennsylvania was 220,883 votes. He lost. Let's be honest. Joe Biden lost Pennsylvania by a large margin. New Jersey, Florida, Michigan, New York, Georgia, and look at Michigan. 20,000 votes switched. That's a difference of 40,000 votes, guys. Okay? You got to double whatever it is. So it's 40,000 votes. Trump wins Michigan. Not to mention the lost votes, which I'm sure the majority were Trump's. And they just, the list continues on down. If we actually investigate this, and I really, really think we will, I think Trump's going to win a lot of court cases. We're going to investigate this, and we're going to find major fraud in this election. We're going to find something that's actually really systemic. Not the other BS things that they always try to say, like, racism and other things, systemic. No, this is going to be a real systemic problem. And it's going to be huge for this country moving forward, because at this point, we're going to know that the Democrats are cheating, have been cheating, and they're not going to do this again as long as we get Trump back in there. If Trump doesn't make it back in there, then this is only going to get worse. We all know that. 2024, I mean, at that point, what's the point of even going to vote? I mean, you know they're going to double cheat, triple cheat, quadruple cheat. There's going to be no way we're going to get back in office. Any of our people, any of our candidates are never going to be elected again, because how could they if they are going to cheat like this? And here at the bottom it says overall totals, and it shows that 500,000 votes. Now remember, you have to double that because you take away from one and give to the other. So that's a 1 million vote difference were identified that switched from President Trump to Joe Biden. And that right there is huge. 1 million vote difference. Not to mention all of the other ways that they've cheated. Throwing out ballots, adding in fake ballots. And then, of course, the lost ballots, which are pretty much probably the thrown out ballots. But if you add in the fake ballots, Joe Biden probably didn't even crack 65 million votes. Donald Trump won this election by a landslide. And guys, as we looked at on this channel, leading up to this election, I showed his rallies. His rallies had next to nobody there. And I don't want to hear any excuses about Corona, the COVID-19 nonsense. No, people didn't have any enthusiasm for this old bumbling senile fool. That's why no one was at his rallies. Then you go and you look at a Trump rally. Man, it looks like a Metallica concert. You had a sea of people out there screaming and jumping around talking about their enthusiasm for Donald Trump. Give me a break. There is no way that Joe Biden beat Donald Trump. And anyone with a functioning brain that has not been affected by the liberal disease knows that there's no way that Donald Trump lost this election to someone who has no energy and has really no true backing or support from his followers. Not like Trump has. No way. And thankfully, you all went out and you did what you had to do. You supported Trump. And that is the reason why this was exposed. By everyone going out and voting so heavily, far more than they expected, no doubt. They probably thought Trump would get around 63 to 64 million votes, similar to 2016. And he didn't. He's gotten over 70 million votes. And you know what? That number is only going to keep going up. The more corruption we find, who knows how many he got? Maybe 74 or 75 million votes. He got way more than in 2016. And that flood of votes threw them off of their planned steal. They had to scramble, guys. They had to scramble to get things in place. It was such a huge turnout for Trump. The red wave was a tsunami. It wasn't a wave, man. This was a freaking tsunami, hurricane, whatever you want to call it. It was huge. And they had to scramble to get things in place. And that's why they shut down those polling stations. They shut them down because they needed time. They didn't have enough ballots. They needed to connect to the internet probably and have more numbers changed. They had their whole game plan screwed up. Now, I think they probably went in thinking, well, let's see what happens. Let's see if Joe Biden can actually beat him alone by himself. But I don't think they had that much faith in him. They watched him speak. They knew that this guy is going into late stages of dementia. They knew that he didn't have the cognitive ability or the brain cells to actually win this election. So they had all of this put in place. No doubt years ago is when they planned all of this. They planned it, they had it in place, and I think their plan would have worked out flawlessly, just like it did in all the other elections that they've cheated, no doubt. I think they probably cheated in 2016, they just didn't cheat hard enough. They cheated in 2012, no doubt. But this year was different because we threw a wrench into all their plans. We showed up in force. And with that red hurricane, that's what I'm going to call it from now on. Forget this wave nonsense. The red hurricane showed up and it destroyed. It laid waste to their plans. And it exposed them. This red tsunami exposed their cheating. And I think that they did not expect this at all. They did not expect people to see it. When people saw it, they did not expect people to do anything about it because, let's be honest, conservatives have been docile for a long time. But we are not for this president. We're not going to be docile. We're going to be 100% invested in securing his reelection because we know he won, and we're not going to quit. They didn't expect this at all. So they did not expect this, and they can't stop it. Let's be honest. They are not stopping us. We've got people on Twitter, Reddit. We have people in the streets. There are people everywhere, people that are looking into every single detail about this. Trump doesn't have to do anything. He can sit back and just let us do all the work because we're going to make sure that he gets 4 more years. We believe in this president. This president has done more for the United States than any president in a very long time. He is 100% about America. And that's why we have to keep him in because Joe Biden has already claimed the moment he gets in, he's wiping out pretty much almost everything that Trump did that was any good with executive actions. And we're not going to let that happen. We cannot let them steal this from us. They were pissed in 2016 that he got in. It destroyed their plans of the destruction of America. And when he got in, they thought, uh-oh, he's going to do a lot of things that's going to go against everything we worked for when we had Obama. And now we need to get him out. So they tried the Russian collusion BS. That didn't work. They tried the Ukraine BS. That didn't work. So they probably came to the conclusion, look, man, there's only one way to get him out of there, and that is to straight up cheat and steal the election from him. Because I'm sure they saw those crowds at his Trump rallies, and they knew there is no way Joe Biden is beating this guy. There is no way. Trump supporters are everywhere. And, you know, we turned a lot of their people into our people because Trump showed what he can do to our economy. And they can try to blame him for the coronavirus all they want. Look at the rest of the world. Everybody's got corona. Everybody has corona. Every country has coronavirus. So this is not a United States problem. This is a world problem. So to put it all this blame on him is ridiculous. And most people can see that. They're not stupid. They think we're stupid. They think we're stupid and weak. And this is the time we need to stand up and show them both are completely not true. And in fact, we're stronger and we're smarter than they are. Well, guys, that is it for this video. I'm going to stop ranting here. I know I ranted a little bit more than I usually do, but looking at this article, you know, this just exposed the very beginning of all this, I think. This is just it's a rabbit hole that's going to go very deep. We're going way down in this one. We might even get to the middle of the earth on this, how deep this is, because they cheated in so many ways. This is just the computer part. This doesn't count all the fake ballots, all the illegal votes. Once I think we get to the bottom of all this, we're going to have exposed a huge, just like Joe Biden said, a very large voter fraud organization. We're going to show that, and I think the Democrats are going to be destroyed. This could potentially destroy their party. And of course, the crazies are going to get crazier. They're going to do a lot of crazy things in the streets. You know, they're just useful idiots to the left. So we'll worry about that then. Right now, we got to get Trump back in. So guys, I really hope that you all enjoyed this video. Please leave me a comment what you all think about this article. Like the video, subscribe please, and if you are subscribed, remember that bell is so important because this channel's analytics has dropped majorly since this election, and getting the bell will help you all see that I actually put a video up. So anyways, I will see you all in the next one, guys. So take care and stay safe. The wheel's coming off. The wheel's coming off. Joe Biden's campaign. Bye-bye, Joe. See you later. Because the wheels are coming off.